Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this wonderful Thursday afternoon with Proverbs with Paul in the afternoon. Proverbs chapter 5, verse 21. For the ways of a man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he watches all his paths. Your perspective of God is really important, because how you see God determines how you relate to God. Some people see God as a God with a big stick, wanting them to fail, wanting them to make a mistake so that he can come and whack them with this big stick. But God is not like that. God is not wanting us to fail. God is wanting us to succeed. And he's made every provision he possibly can in order for us to be able to move from that place of uncertainty to that place of conviction where we are able to make positive progress. And in this scripture, for the ways of a man are before the eyes of the Lord. It's not that God is watching for us to fail, but he's looking after us. He's looking out for us. And then I hear some people say, well, if he's looking out for us, why did he let that happen? And why did he let this happen? And how comes that took place? You know, God gets the blame for so many things, but God is not responsible for bad. God is responsible for what is good. And the good that you've experienced in your lives is because he's poured that goodness out upon you. What bad things have happened to our lives is not down to God. It's often, if you trace it back, down to choices that have been made for us or we have made, or the way the selfishness of man operates in the governing of the world. God is not responsible for the bad, and never see God as that. God is a good God, and he wants to do the right thing and does the right thing because he's a righteous God. That's what he is. That's who he is by nature. And it says he watches all his paths. And that means that he looks ahead of you, meaning that he sees what's before who you are. And if you learn to live in a relationship with him, where you listen to his voice, he can direct you so that you don't take those negative paths that you don't need to walk on, but that you stay on the right path. So what is a negative path? Well, the next time you're tempted to tell a lie, tell the truth. The next time you're tempted to steal, don't do it. The next time you're tempted to gossip or criticize or judge or watch something that's inappropriate or say something that you shouldn't say, or even think something that you shouldn't think, or feel something that you shouldn't feel, don't do it. Take the decision not to walk on the path that doesn't bear the righteousness of God. Walk on the righteous path, and that's where you'll find God. Walk on the unrighteous path, and you'll find very many more enemies to contend with. Thank you for joining me. Have a great afternoon. Bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow.